Oh man, you guys are in for a treat.
This is the first pass edit for the ghost hunting episode.
Yeah, 2 hours long. You're going to get lots of bonus content. Normally, this is restricted just for the patrons, but if you want to join the patrons and get this for every single episode, how would they do that?
You go to patreon.com/Modern Rogue and sign up. You get all sorts of extra content. This is just one of them.
I just don't think you understand.
How close are we, gentlemen?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, but how close are we?
Bryce, how are we looking on audio?
Just that it's ready whenever you are.
Rock and roll.
If you want to slate, or you're probably fine. Or I guess, actually, could you clap since you'll be on camera? Beauty.
And one more clap.
What kind of club?
All right. Tell us why the Wizard Academy is haunted.
Well, this castle was built on Indian holy ground. And,
that mean?
Well, some people said we should have never built here,
Including the HOA.
including the HOA. That's a different conversation. We're on Thursday Mountain, and Thursday Mountain is very different from Wednesday and Friday Mountain. Friday Mountain is a prayer circle. Thursday Mountain, no one really knows what happened here.
Just previous to us building here, nobody really knows.
Yeah. What? Say it again.
Oh, just before we built here.
Oh yeah. Before we built this tower, no one really knows what happened out here.
Awesome. And then make sure eyes on me, not on the camera.
Okay, cool.
And then say, okay. So say, what did you feel? Give me an ominous version of what you felt when they announced they were going to build here.
So when they said they were going to be here, I thought, that could be a bad idea. Because there's really no telling what could happen when you build on Indian holy ground. But probably nothing good.
Has anything strange? Have you ever?
Oh yeah. One time, I came in here in the tower, all the lights were off. And then the door closed behind me.
That's good. Has anyone complained about what goes on in the Wizard Tower?
Oh yeah, lots of people have complained about what goes on in here. But, some of them are scared, some of them maybe find it interesting, maybe a little attractive, sometimes uncomfortably so. But really, it's really a mystery. It's one big mystery.
What's the most misunderstood fact about the Wizard Tower?
Oh, they think that we just do weird wizard things. That we fly around on brooms, or, we make spells or cut people in half, Only some of these things are true, though.
How did your neighbors react when you started building a tower?
Oh, they were terrified. Yeah, they were terrified.
Say it as when we started building the neighbors.
When we started building here, the neighbors were terrified. I think mostly of the traffic. But, there's also, there were Indians out here and stuff. So there's a rock just over there behind the tower. And that rock was there before the tower was even built. That rock is still there. I'm not really sure which one it is, but there's a lot of rocks over there. And I'm pretty sure most of them were there before the tower was built.
What are some of the creepy phenomenon you've heard about?
Cut it out. You can be walking out and sometimes you can see the light in the woods, but you don't know where the light's coming from. And sometimes you're like, oh, well, there's a moon. But then other times it's not a moon. And there's still a light. I'm just saying.
Okay. Give me some specific phenomenon. Tell me about, like, some people hear blank or they see blank, or just.
All right, well, some people, they'll be upstairs, while the class is going, and you'll hear footsteps going up and down the stairs. Sometimes they feel really far away. Sometimes they feel right next to you. And I've heard many people say they hear footsteps in the tower. They haven't really explained when, but they did hear footsteps. That I'm certain of that. And sometimes, you'll be downstairs and you'll hear the ice machine making noises. I think it might be making ice, but sometimes, it might be off, but you're still hearing ice noises. Yeah. A lot of people said that.
Do me a favor, just give a bunch of like absent of context, like children laughing, cold spots.
All right. Things I've heard about the tower. I've heard people talking about laughter, children laughing, places where you're cold, places where you're hot, places where you're like, this is reasonably comfortable. Yeah. You gotta cut this shit out. You're making it hard on me. I've heard some people come into the tower and they sit down and they're like, the temperature in this room is almost as if someone knew what temperature I wanted it to be. Yeah. I've heard that a lot, actually. More than once. Yeah. And I've heard other things, doors shutting, doors opening. I've heard, doors not shutting, doors not opening. I gotta try that again. Brian, you're killing me, man. You have to get in that closet over there. I've heard people talking about doors shutting, doors opening, doors not shutting, doors not opening, air not coming on. I've even heard people say they didn't hear children laughing. That's pretty terrifying. Yeah. Because if you're in a place you can't hear children laughing, what does that mean? Right? That's what I'm saying. That's not a place you want to be.
Brent, how are we looking? I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. It's I can't look him in the eye.
Yeah, no
Ask
kidding.
Questions that look away.
I think that was pretty good.
Great. Okay. Good job.
Thanks. Do we need?
You know what? Actually, let's get just a few just straight up wild lines of like we're filled with like a little bit sincere. Like we have historical artifacts, hundreds, thousands of years old in here.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got paintings in here that are hundreds of years old. We've got historical artifacts, sculptures and pottery pieces, up to thousands of years old.
And then maybe tied in, it's like this house is, I don't know, maybe you could say the Rogues Tower, the Wizard Tower is filled with artifacts from all over the world, hundreds of years old, each with their own story, and who knows what came along with them.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. This Wizard's Tower is full of hundreds, maybe even thousands of artifacts that range from hundreds to thousands of years old, each one with their own story, and, who knows what came with them.
It's good.
That's true.
Do you have anything about a specific piece of art that they may look at? Like
That people?
that, like Brian or Jason, like, oh, there's this one
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Can you tell the story about that bell, or is that better?
Yeah, well, we can tell a story. So,
Okay.
there's this bell right here. And that bell, over 600 years old, it came off of a shipwreck. You know what they say about a bell is the soul of the ship and the voice of its men. Sometimes you can hear their voices.
It's good.
Sometimes you can't.
That's right.
You say, this
Sometimes-
boy is perfectly comfortable.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That bell, sometimes you can hear their voices, and sometimes it just hangs there.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think we got plenty to work with. Yeah. Dude,
Rock and roll.
that was awesome. All right, here we'll set up.
Now, I assume since this is an interview, I'm looking at the camera. Am I looking at somebody else who's
You're
interviewing?
looking at me.
Okay, good. Good. I like that better already.
Yeah. So all you have to do is just say everything with the confidence of an expert.
Yes,
you know?
straight, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Serious, like I am. I'm a very serious guy, actually. Brad, B-R-A-D.
Go on.
Oh, Whittington, W-H-I-T-T-I-N-G-T-O-N. And sometimes Y.
All right, are we rolling? You ready, Grace?
I'm ready. And everyone, be aware of
Ghost.
being background. You will be caught if you were speaking.
So maybe we'll get you saying, my name is Brad Whittington. I'm a historian of sorts of the Wizard Academy or something, or of the Wizard's Tower.
I'm Brad Whittington. I'm the erstwhile historian of the Wizard Academy.
Good. This tower, with gravitas, tell me, how tall is this tower?
Oh man, I forgot the line. What was it?
Oh, just say.
Over four
Yeah.
stories. Okay. Yes. This tower is over 4 stories tall.
How long has this tower been here? Just make it up. Just say dozens of
This
years.
tower has been here at least half an hour. Oh no, an hour and a half. Oh wait, no. 15 minutes. Years. 15 years. The tower's been here 15 years.
Have you ever stayed overnight in this tower?
I did stay overnight in this tower once. It was in the wine vault, and I prefer nobody knew about that.
If I paid you $100, would you sleep here overnight tonight?
Would I sleep here overnight for $100 tonight? I don't think so. Okay.
On the officially, how many murders have happened here?
I don't know if I can keep a straight face on
You're doing
this
great,
one.
you're doing great.
Officially, how many murders have happened here in the tower? I don't think we have an accurate count. 2.5 to 3.
Jesus. That escalated quickly. Maybe give us a version of like, if you ask the police, an official count of the murders is 0. Take that for what it's worth, or something like that.
All right. I kind of like the 2.5 to 3, though. The official count of murders in the tower, according to the authorities, 0. Almost. Close to 0. They tell me it's 0.
Do some people? What do you tell people who say they've experienced something supernatural in the tower?
People tell me they have experienced supernatural. Let me try the supernatural again. People tell me they have experienced supernatural phenomenon in the tower. And I say, you're probably right. But I don't think so.
Can you do exactly that line? But then we get to say, and I say, nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh. I like it. People tell me they have experienced supernatural phenomenon here in the tower. And I say, nuh-uh.
What else do we need? Do we need anything else? Let's just get a bunch of wild lines of like just imagine we're intercutting a bunch of phenomenon. Cold shiver. Just say like no context. Just say a cold shiver.
Right.
A wave of regrets. Or embarrassment. Or
Cold shivers, spontaneous combustion. Combustion's like, all right. Spontaneous combustion. I was going to say herpes. I was going to say herpes, but I thought that's taking it too far.
visions of disease.
Visions?
Yeah, sure.
Visions of diseases.
Just say flames everywhere.
Flames everywhere.
All right, let me get one of you kind of over the top.
Because the others were not over the top.
Crashing thunder!
Oh, I get to make movements this
Yeah.
one. Crashing thunder.
Maybe say, some say it's aliens.
Some say it's aliens.
And then maybe say, some say it's aliens, and be like, but that's dumb.
Yes, I was smiling on that, so that's probably not a good take. Some say it's aliens, but that's just dumb. I can't stop smiling.
it's hard.
Do you have a favorite piece?
Say favorite
A
piece?
favorite piece in the tower, like any of the artwork or anything?
Well, I really like that.
Where am I? Oh, here, the one that is right there.
Oh, the
bird
Quixote?
nest. The bird
Oh,
nest.
got it, yeah.
Bird nest Quixote, yes. Why?
Just because that can be something
You
that the
can-
guys look at and maybe test and maybe.
Talk about it without talking about it. Say like there are pieces that people swear the eyes follow them. Or
There are pieces of art in this gallery that people swear. There are pieces of art in the gallery that people swear the eyes follow them.
Maybe talk about there are books in the library forbidden in many places.
Yes, especially Decatur. What was again? There are books in the library.
That in some places
Right.
are totally forbidden.
There are books in the library that in some places are totally forbidden.
Anything else, guys?
I think so. Brandon, anything good?
That seems good.
I once ate a human foot. It's my best line. That's it. Best I can do on short notice. Are you okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Just enjoying this too much. Okay, good. I think we're good.
Great. Well,
Cool.
glad I could be of service.
And then we'll just get a couple of throwaways with Rex.
What am I doing?
Can you say and spell out your name for me?
Rex Williams, REXWIL, and some other letters. Yes.
I'm gonna start rolling.
I'll give you a clap so you don't mess up your. All right, Rex, give me a sentence about how people think this place is a cult.
And they think it's a cult because they come in here to learn the truth. But whenever they learn the truth, they realize it's not a cult. It's a movement.
Give me exactly that a little bit tighter.
They come here thinking it may be a cult, but whenever they experience what we have to offer, they realize it's not a cult. It's a movement.
Do neighbors like this place?
The neighbors aren't aware of the truth. And if they were exposed to the truth, they would realize it's not a cult. It's a movement.
Describe something really creepy that happened.
This one time at band camp,
Keep going.
this one time I was learning the truth. And Daniel came down and he said, Rex, you think you know the truth, but that's not the truth. And then I heard a zipper.
How many coyotes circle around the tower every night?
I'm sorry. Those aren't coyotes, those are spirit animals. And once you know the truth, you will find your spirit animal. Mine is the penguin.
Hold on, do exactly that, but just come back and be like, mine is the coyote. They're outside.
People think those are coyotes. I'm sorry. People think those are coyotes, but those are spirit animals. My spirit animal, I'm sorry. People think those are coyotes, but they're spirit animals. I'm going to get it. Don't worry. Don't worry. People think those are coyotes, but they're spirit animals. My spirit animal is the coyote. Do I need to hold it longer, or are you good?
No, that was great.
Okay. Longer?
Just in case, just pick it up from
Okay.
your spirit animal's coyote.
My spirit animal is the coyote. What are you doing to me? What are you doing?
Sorry.
People think those are spirit animals.
That's not what you said before.
People think those. God damn it! I hate you, Brushwood. Fucking Brushwood. He's the worst. People think those are spirit animals. Those are coyotes. My spirit animal is the coyote.
Yeah, I think we're good. Any other wild off color stuff you were thinking?
Yeah, I mean, just if you come up with any experiences that anybody's had, kind
Yeah.
of to throw those in.
Tell some stories of what people say. People say.
People say we sacrifice virgins all the time. They ain't virgins. Sluts. Some scandalous sluts. This one time, Daniel said, Rex, we need some new initiates. I said, all right. What kind do we want? And he said, we want the kind with movement tendencies, not cultish. Definitely movement, because cults are bad, but movements are real good. It was flat. That sucked.
Keep ripping, man. If you're feeling it, go for it.
This one time I was walking through the halls of the tower. I felt a spirit come upon me. So I got a towel. I'm sorry. I don't know what I have, Brian.
Are you happy? Are you out of steam?
I don't know if they come upon me with a towel. It ruined me. It ruined me.
Tell a version of that in which you got real scared.
When it came upon me with a towel. This one time I was walking through the tower. It was the middle of the night. I was alone and it was dark, and I walked into the library. And in the library, I felt this abyss of loneliness, of dark, unfathomable loneliness. And this spirit approached me. The spirit came upon me. And then it said, "Do you need a towel?" All right, right.
Is there anything else we need? Are we good?
It's all unusable. It's unusable. It's all unusable.
Words of warning to anybody who tempts the spirits inside the tower.
Bring a towel. If you tempt the spirits, bring a towel.
All right, give us words of warning you'd give to anyone who wanted to tempt the spirits.
If you ever tempt the spirits to come upon you, bring a towel.
No, not the towel. God.
Not the towel. What is PG-13? PG-13.
We've got plenty of towels.
It's all towel all day.
Very first, like, clean take.
Yes.
I'm trying to think. Is this supposed to be like legit
We're
or
getting a
salty as
spectrum.
shit?
We're getting a spectrum.
Okay. Looking at you or the camera?
At me.
Okay. If you tempt the spirits to come upon you, be prepared, because they will come all over you.
You was a mistake to look you in the eye.
Stop laughing! When I don't hear laughter, I can pretend like, oh, that wasn't supposed to be funny, and
Okay,
people.
all right, I will not laugh. I will not laugh. There you go.
You're trying real hard not to laugh. Don't do the wiggle. The wiggle's hilarious. The wiggle's funny for me. You're still wiggling because you can't hear me. When you tempt the spirits to come upon you, be prepared for what comes, because it comes a lot. And it comes. And it comes. And it comes. There's so much coming. The amount of coming, the volume of coming, unfathomable. Okay.
Do much better when I can't hear you. How was it? Was it good?
There is unfathomable coming.
Okay. All right. Are we ready to move into run and gun territory?
Brian, I have a wheelhouse, if you haven't figured it out. There's a go-to. There's a niche that I occupy comfortably.
I blew it out.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the ghost blew it out.
Do you want to wear this? We ready to get the lights shutting off? Or are we gonna get us?
No, we're gonna get us getting ready.
Okay.
Where do you guys want to get ready?
So maybe we just get us walking into the scene and we'll kind of talk through it. Talk through what the game plan is.
Front doors or just downstairs?
Yeah, like we'll just come. Well, your call. If you think it's better us coming in the door.
I think it might look a little bit neater.
Okay, cool.
It probably makes a little bit more sense. Do you know where you're gonna end up at, or are you just gonna feel it out?
I mean, I figure we'll get over there and we'll rummage and we'll start showing the stuff
Okay.
to each other and everything.
You want to bring out the dowsing rods?
Oh yeah, those are upstairs. Fuck. Yeah. Oh, where's the FLIR camera?
Should be in the camera. Here.
FLIR.
Right here with the FLIR.
In the rear with the FLIR.
Nope. Definitely not intended use.
What's that?
It actually says that in the instructions.
What?
Don't put it in your butt.
Oh. I was quoting from Command and Conquer, but that's cool. this. There's a ghost spirit in your hand. Oh, there we go.
That's great.
Might be worth it to set out some just cold stuff in various spots to make like a phantom cold spot. How we looking, gents? Great. All right, you ready to entree-vous?
Yeah. Now, are we operating under the guise that we do this all the time, or that this is our first?
I mean, I say we don't address it at all, where it's like, all right, Murphy, what are we looking at? We heard about ghost voices, hot areas, cold areas,
Children laughing.
children laughing, ghost coyotes.
Ghost coyotes, lights turning on and off.
Yeah. That's great. Then we got the extra noise. Children laughing. All right, here we go. All right, Murphy. This is a genuine wizard's tower built on legitimate Indian holy ground. We've had stories of ghost coyote, children laughing, hot areas, cold areas, spectral presences. How do we want to test for this?
We have all of the tools of the trade right here. For EVP, we've got our Zoom audio recorder.
Okay, because there are stories of ghost voices showing up on electronic equipment.
We've got, in case we see anything, we can document it. We've got a camera with infrared.
Ghost apparitions,
Yep.
photographs. We could look for orbs, that kind of thing.
Yep. We have EMF detector.
Ooh, I like it.
Apparently, ghosts can be detected by disruptions in the electromagnetic spectrum.
All right, spared no expense with these homemade dowsing rods that I just threw on the ground. Let's do it again.
Okay.
Spared no expense on these dowsing rods. Spared no expense on these dowsing rods. The way dowsing rods work is that they should just with dowsing rods, they should just point straight unless you're in the presence of kind of spectral hands that will cross them over.
Okay.
And you can get answers from the spirits that way.
And of course, our old friend,
Our old friend, the Ouija board, and of course, a 21st century counterpoint. We got a, hang on, let's wait for this to, there we go. You're killing me. There we go. And to test for the hot and cold stuff, we got a top of the line FLIR camera. There you go.
Now it's possible.
Your nose is super cold. I'm
I don't know what that means.
I'm not judging you, but like compared to the rest of your body,
How dare you.
You have a cold nose.
Like a dog.
May I? May I?
Do it, yeah.
Oh yeah, you do. You have like a dog. Here, look. I'm gonna warm your nose.
Okay, thank you.
All right, hold on.
That's good.
I'm gonna warm it. There you go. Let's get it warmed all over. There you
Scam
go.
stuff. YouTube.com/scam stuff.
Okay, there you go.
Outtakes.
Oh wow, you can actually see. You can see where my hand warmed your nose. All right. You look lovely.
You know what? My butt's really cold too.
You know what? My balls could use some warming up.
They're chilly, Brian. They're real chilly. I think they got a ghost on them. I think my balls are haunted.
Okay, so what order do you want to go in?
Let's see. Let's. Well, we got to get us turning the lights off.
Oh,
first.
wait, no. Yeah, sorry. This is me in character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, so what order do you want to do everything? I figure, first of all, we want... Okay, so I know that we want to give this our very best try that we can. And if there are ghosts in the area, which, by the way, statistically, people have to have died around here at some point, right?
Oh, yeah. I read a little fact on the internet today that every time you open your mouth to yawn, a ghost sticks its dick in your mouth.
God, it's true. It's a true fact. I read that on the internet too.
Science.
I heard that somewhere very recently.
Yeah.
I think it was from you just now.
Yep, it was a very reputable website.
So if we're going to give this the true college try, it seems like we should reduce the amount of interference and allow us to commune with the spirits, right? Which
Yeah.
means turn out all the lights, get it nice and quiet, just us and the spirits doing our best to connect.
Based on everything that I've seen, yeah, we need to make this place dark, and maybe we should wake them up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Let's. To be honest, I didn't even know if Ouija's gonna make the cut.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. You want to just leave it out?
Wait, so we could just mention that as a tool of the trade, and we could imply that it's there.
Okay.
Okay. So I guess we got to reduce all the outside influences. We got to eliminate light. We got to keep it quiet so that we can hear whatever sounds there are to hear.
Yeah, and then I think maybe we do a walk around with the infrared camera.
Okay.
And just do some exploring.
All right, here, I'm gonna start pressing record right now.
Okay.
There we go. All right, we're on the record. Check.
You'll do audio.
Yep.
Blinking or solid?
It's blinking.
Hit it again.
There we go. Check. Beautiful.
Okay. And I've got. I just turned it off.
It's great. You're doing great.
It's good.
We're pros.
It's a good start. Wellikera, the name that is synonymous with quality. Okay.
You got it?
Yep, we've got infrared here. Let's,
Okay.
So we won't be blind. Let's go ahead and turn off the lights.
Yeah. Let's do it. Okay, here we go. You ready?
You get the left, I'll get the right.
Wait for it.
Excuse me?
Good, Grant?
No, 1 second.
Okay. Yeah. Ghosts aren't going anywhere.
All right, ready.
All right. Let the investigation commence. It's a little creepier.
Significantly.
All right, and here we'll unplug these, and I'll go ahead and light this. Get this candle lit.
We're gonna plug this one as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Whoa.
You all right?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
This actually works pretty well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Listen up, spirits. Starting now, we come to you with an open mind. All we want is to experience your presence.
If you have anything to say, speak to us now.
Oh.
I'm running the bag up on me right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. Okay,
That's all right.
I figured you would play around down here first, but
Sure. No, we can do that.
To be honest, I figured since nobody really knows how big it is, I figure if we're just constantly moving from one area to the next, it'll read as us exploring a big place.
that's fine. I just was not ready.
Hey, Jason,
Yeah.
do you want to hold, since you're doing the audio video as well?
Okay.
And I'll look for interference on the EMF.
Okay, cool.
All right, how does this thing work?
Yeah, if you just press that button, and if there's any spectral activity around, the needle will go off and it'll start beeping at you.
Wow.
Yeah, that candle is blowing out the IR.
That's okay. Here, do you want to get a shot of this thing doing this thing? Ready?
Yep.
Holy shit.
Whoa. You getting something in there?
It's pretty dope.
Holy hell. Think we should go in?
Hold
I think
on.
maybe we should go in.
Hold on. Actually, sorry, I just wanted to test it.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to see. All right. All right. So we explore?
Yeah, let's do it. Ancient spirits, we mean you no harm. If you have a message for us to pass on, please say it now.
Your message can be in the form of sound, in the form of feeling, or show us your form. Oh, hey, let me turn these lights off.
I've always wanted to do this. Of course, my face is like completely blown out white.
All right, Murphy.
I've always wanted to do this,
Yeah?
and now that I'm doing it, I realize how absolutely goddamn stupid it is.
What do you mean?
Like, I've always wanted to do this, and here we are, and I'm just like, man, this is dumb. It's
All
like,
right, well, here, I'll tell you what. Let's take a look at the FLIR and see if there are any cold spots that pop out at us.
oh, yeah. I haven't picked up any orbs or anything on this. I'm a little disappointed.
Well, you got to take a. Here's a pro tip: use flash photography.
That's a good point.
A lot more orbs that way.
Funny that.
Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna start taking video.
Okay. So this is the FLIR. You're detecting
Heat signature.
heat signatures on there. So we should be able to see if there are any cold spots or any inordinately warm spots throughout the room.
Okay, this is messed up.
Because
there's a cold, like a figure. That's a fucking body.
I see it.
That's a fucking body. What is going on?
If there's a spirit in the room, speak to us now. We mean you no harm.
That's a freaking head. That's like an alien head.
Why is it? I'm trying to think of a
Dude, it
rational.
just melted away.
Back up again. Oh, there. What is that? Okay, I'm going to go around and see if I can get it from a different angle. I'm not getting any sort of disturbance on infrared or anything.
Dude, I could see it plain as day. You're almost in front of it. Take 3 steps to the right, and I bet you could touch the damn thing.
What about now?
You're almost there.
A little more?
You're right there. All right, now do me a favor. Do me a favor.
Okay.
I want you to extend your mind, and I want you to imagine. Do you feel any coldness or presence?
I feel like we're not welcome here.
Dude, what the fuck?
What was that noise?
That's what I'm saying.
That wasn't you? I thought you bumped
No,
into a chair.
no. It was behind you. It came from behind you, over your shoulder.
Are you getting anything behind me?
Just that same coldness.
Yeah, I feel like we're not wanted here, like we're not welcome. It's kind of like a general sense of dread, right?
Yeah. All right. Let's go. Here, just be real quiet for a second.
Yeah,
Shh.
let's...
Do you hear that? Yeah. It's like not quite a heartbeat, but you can feel like a thrumming. that's the ice machine.
Okay, that's creepy.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna try the next floor.
Yeah.
Are you getting anything else on the FLIR?
Not on the FLIR, but
Yeah.
dude, you can see. Look at the EMF. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Look at the EMF meter. It's pulsing like a heartbeat. Okay. All right. Just keep it quiet going around the corner. Because if anything's there, I want to catch it. Stop. Come here. Look at that. There are two cold spots. Plain as day. What the fuck? What is it's like two eyes. They're like, they look like spectral beings. Right?
It's like they're just floating there.
Okay, look at that. Right up top, there's a patch of cold right up there at the very top. That whole band right there.
Oh wow.
Careful. Do you hear that? Can you hear that?
Holy son of a-
Sorry, ghosts.
See, that's me. I'm the one that does that.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Because that there.
Did you?
No,
You didn't press it.
I pinky swear, I did.
You seriously? didn't?
Okay.
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 And-
For reals time. For reals time.
And there's Bryce. And there's Brant on the other side of the room.
Are you fucking kidding me? I have never seen that happen here before.
Okay, I got.
Because nobody pressed it,
yeah.
and it was not. Because elevators know when somebody's supposed to be getting out, and they wait. So
Right.
if somebody did press 3, it would have opened up and then sat there.
Check the EMF. Is it going off or anything?
Okay, here. Yeah, hold on.
And see if there's anything on the FLIR.
Okay, here. This is the EMF. Dude, like that was some shit, right?
Yeah, that was creepy. Wait.
You motherfucker.
Yeah. How does it feel?
Good. I love getting scared. This is the best thing ever. This is the best thing we've ever done. Is that you?
No, it's me.
Okay.
Just bumped into the chair.
I'm not seeing anything on the EMF. Maybe it's left? Here. Here. Oops. Table just manifested in front of me.
No normal person would put a table there.
Okay.
So right now, we're at total baseline. We have 0 activity on the EMF.
Okay. I'd like to call out to the spirits in the room now. We are recording. We would like to communicate with you. If you have something to say to us, some message that you would like to pass on, please speak now.
And may I remind you, spirits, that we're sort of a big deal on the internet. A lot of people can hear your message.
We almost have 500,000 subscribers.
Almost.
So YouTube fame can be yours.
You could get the word out. Man, I'm getting like nothing. There is like a rhythmic pulse.
Really? From the EMF?
Yeah, it just sort of bobs up and down. There it is. There it is. You see that? Oh, musical instruments. I don't want to step on those. Okay. Dude, come here. Look at this.
Oh, hell. Mother puss bucket.
So, perfectly still, right?
Yeah.
Tell me you don't see that moving.
Oh, yeah, there's something.
Right? It's like it's right here at this lectern. God, are you hearing those voices?
I am. Yeah, it sounds like there's some sort of cocktail party or something. You know? Like a bunch of people gathered around chatting.
Let's go upstairs. Okay. You okay?
Yeah. I think the infrared camera's about to die.
Let's hope none of us die tonight.
This wouldn't be a bad place to spend eternity.
That's what you gotta wonder, right? This is their home. And then suddenly it's invaded and built upon by interlopers, right? I can't imagine they'd be friendly.
Whoa. Okay. Camera's dead.
Okay. Well, here, you wanna set it off to the side?
Oh, yeah.
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 Here, go for it.
Okay, this was fully charged, and it just died on me. The battery is completely drained. It's never been used before, until tonight.
Dude, that was like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Fully charged battery, never been used before. Now it's dead.
I mean, not for nothing, but it seems to me if I was a ghost and didn't want folks around.
So this to me might be the creepiest, right?
Yeah, here. So we're in the library now. God. What the fuck?
What is it?
Is everybody up here? Is everybody up here? I'm not fucking around.
Is that?
That's a fucking
That's a
figure.
shape. That's a person, dude.
There's.
Okay. Stay here. No. Stay here.
Okay.
I'll go down there.
Dude.
I don't break my neck. Oh. It's Bryce.
Huh?
Okay, where was it? Right over here?
Well, oh, it was, but now I see off to my left. I don't know what it is, but it's hot. Okay, you're very close to it. You are very close to it. There's
Okay.
something very hot right in front of you.
Right here?
A little bit farther forward. It's like a glowing orb of heat.
It's that lectern again.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
the same
yeah.
spot where we. God damn. I'm not shitting you, Jason. It looks like
This is where you were seeing the needle jump
yes.
on the EMF. It's
Yes.
the same spot.
Yes. All right, look here. Get up here. Get up here. Get up here. Hey, Jason,
Yeah.
it looks as though there's a cold patch you're near. Do you feel?
I can
anything?
feel it, yeah. Like right about here?
Yeah.
It's markedly colder.
You're right in the middle of it. It's like a veil, like a curtain of cold over you.
Yeah. It feels markedly different than the rest of the room. And again, I feel that dread, like it wants me to leave. Jinkies, Brian!
Zoinks! We've discovered a hidden passage! Hang on, I think I might know the code. Here. Let me take a peek in the whiskey vault. Oh. Dude, it's unlocked.
It's unlocked?
They always keep this locked. Like that's policy. Because it's the whiskey vault.
Oh man, it's really,
It is cold.
it's really cold in here.
Okay.
You getting anything?
No.
Brian,
What?
can you feel it?
No.
There's so many spirits in here.
It's an entire vault of spirits.
Wah, wah.
Here, do me a favor. Keep an eye on the EMF.
Okay.
I'll hold the sound if you
All right.
want. You keep an eye and tell me if you see anything on that.
Okay.
Actually, can he get the heat map? Because that will light his face with the phone a little bit.
Do you want me to-
Give him the. That's right. Here you go. Yeah, you take the FLIR,
Okay.
and just press record whenever we're coming around a corner.
Okay.
All right.
Do you want me to get my headlamp?
No, this is perfect.
Okay.
I think. Have you ever been upstairs?
I don't know that I have.
Let's go look. What was up with that elevator?
That was super creepy.
I've never seen that before.
That was. There are no like motion detectors in front of the elevators or anything.
You realize, we've talked about like where this place is, but we haven't talked about what's in it.
Yeah.
Like this is filled with so many artifacts, literal ghosts of history all around us.
Oh, yeah.
Here is signed by Carl Sandburg. Like they've got artifacts like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, there's legitimately relics in here. Like not just antiques, but relics.
Do you feel that warmth?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like claustrophobic. It's like a choking anxiety.
It is significantly warmer here than it was in the whiskey vault.
Yeah.
Like by 10, 15 degrees.
They say you should be able to hear the coyotes circling around. They say they move in a pack in a circle all the way around the grounds. Dude, the light just went out.
What?
The light just went out. It was
Where?
like I went. I wanted to take the elevator back down to see if it would end up on the third floor. And it was like at that moment when I had that thought, the candle just went right out.
Oh, the candle went out. Oh.
Here, hold this. Gotta get some light. Can't see a damn thing. Alright, look, I'm just fucked up. I'm going downstairs.
Okay.
We need to get those dowsing rods.
Oh, yeah, we have to try those.
So I'm surprised that the EMF hasn't shown us anything, right?
We've gotten some strange pulses, and didn't you have...
But they're super weak. I would have expected something so much more.
But we have seen...
Oh, fuck me. I pulled a Jason Murphy. Here. Take this whole baby.
Sorry.
Man, I'm almost scared. Dude, do you feel that? What does the flare say? Because I'm feeling a wave of cold right now. It's like a curtain or a spectral hand. As hot as it is up there.
Yeah.
Do you see anything?
You're surrounded by it. It seems like it's clinging to you almost. How do you feel?
Cold.
Well, I mean, no, like mentally, do you open yourself up and just kind of relax for a second?
I have this bizarre, I just want to go. I want to go. I don't want to be here.
Okay.
I can't.
Yeah, you're feeling what I felt when I was near the cold spot downstairs.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, in the banquet room.
You ever have those dark thoughts like, what if right now this is all an illusion? And what if we're the ghosts? What if we're the lights and the presence constantly and forever in this tower? Disconnected from reality?
Yeah, you're creeping me out. Was that a gong?
That
Hello?
dude, ours. Bryce is over there.
Yeah. And Brant's right there. There's Brant.
Spirits, if you're here, we only want to know you're here. Are you kidding me? Dude.
There's so many weird heat signatures coming from around the lectern.
Well, I mean, this is the heart. This is where
Yeah.
the teachers and people talk about how they get inspired here.
Get back in there and see if you can get any EMF.
No, that's the weird thing. It's really light on EMF. See, that's doubly weird, right? You would expect if there's any kind of electronics, it can't be electronics heat or cold
Right.
or any of that because we're getting nothing on EMF. Nothing. It's dead. These are all dead wires. All right. Let's go to the banquet hall. God, it's like I never thought I'd be so excited for a little bit of light. It is profoundly isolating. Whoops. God, this room is creepy. I hate it when I do that. Drives him nuts. Okay. Okay.
You getting something?
Yeah, very much so. Holy shit. Holy shit. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh. Trying to.
Oh.
Thank you.
There you go. Dude, look at this. Look at this right here. Look at this right here.
Oh, wow.
Right? Right?
Oh, okay.
I mean, there is
okay.
something right here at this fucking hallway. Are you kidding me? Dude.
I'm not getting really any.
So no temperature signatures, right?
No, there's something.
Dude, this EMF is off the fucking charts.
There's something in there. Yeah, it's something is giving off heat. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Jeez.
Yeah, look at that.
That's like a column of energy.
It's going.
It's fucking unreal. And it's in a kitchen. There's no.
What could it be? I can't think of anything in here that would be giving off radio signals.
Well, and the weird part is that it gets. Look at this. We're in the middle of it, and it's less. I'm sorry. What do you?
Wait.
What the fuck is happening?
Do you?
Yeah, that is as plain as goddamn day. A fucking body, and there is nobody there. Spirits?
It moved.
Okay, this is fucked up. No. This shit is off the charts, freaking out, and I saw a fucking body. And there is nobody here. It just went dead.
It just stopped?
Yeah. Look at it. It's in the black now. I mean, this is where the body was, right?
Yeah, it was right there.
And it was right here. It was crouching down, right?
Well, it was standing and then it crouched.
Right.
Like right where you.
And
where
there's
you're at.
nobody fucking here.
No.
And if this door, look at this. If this shit, number one, it's locked.
No, there was nobody in here. I mean, it's dark in here, but it's not that dark.
That is.
Why is it
I've
such a hot
never
spot
seen
down
anything
here?
like that. I've never seen anything like that.
I've legitimately got goose flesh.
Make sure to stop recording on that so that we have it saved for sure.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. But you got that moment? Mm-hmm. Okay. Like, legit, that was messed up, right?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck. Are you seeing it again?
I think so.
Dude, I'm getting out of here. This is fucked up. Okay, again, this portal, this door, there's something fucked up. Like, Jesus, why does it go nuts here?
Why around the door?
There's nothing here. It is off the charts. Okay, this is fucked up. This is seriously messed up.
Yeah. All right, let's get the dowsing rods.
The light just blew itself out.
Okay, yeah. Let's go downstairs.
Okay, there is something to that area. There is something.
Well, do you want to
going
bring
on.
the dowsing rods up here?
I mean, I got to be honest.
You think we've got enough for that?
I mean, you know what? I think I've had enough. Period.
Yeah?
Full stop.
Okay.
Super haunted.
Okay.
Super haunted.
Yeah.
This place, super haunted.
I think it's enough proof for me. I mean, the
I mean,
way.
What are you gonna hold
Yeah.
the dowsing rods and then suddenly you're gonna see something different?
No, we
besides the
definitely-
fucking apparition
We have-
and the fucking the EMF going nuts.
We have photographic evidence of strange heat signatures that were
Yes,
definitely shaped
we
like
saw,
people.
We saw globs of hot and cold. We saw figures, apparitions, actual bodily apparitions that vanished when we went around the corner.
And an overwhelming sense of dread.
We got some crazy, insane gateway that drives EMF crazy.
Voices.
Voices.
Yeah,
The
the
fucking
gong.
tones.
Yeah, the notes that were upstairs in the library. And how cold
And
it
look
was.
at this.
in the
Look at
whiskey
this.
room.
The moment I said we're leaving,
It goes dark.
this shit's dead. Nothing.
Okay, well, I think we're being told something, right? I mean, that's a clear message to me.
I'm hearing it loud and clear.
Yeah,
It
let's.
says, turn on the fucking lights and get the fuck out.
Yeah, let's not come back until we have proton packs.
I mean, that was legit. The elevator. We didn't even mention the elevator.
The elevator, yeah. What was that about?
Dude. I legit don't know what happened with that elevator. I legit don't know about half the shit that we just saw.
I mean, someone else on one of the other floors could have called it, but why would it have opened on 3 when we were there? When we were right in
There
front
was
of it?
nobody in there. It was almost like an invitation.
I keep. Wait, which one was it? This isn't 3. Wait, is this 3?
We're on 2.
We're on 2, and it was on 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
And nobody called it because Brent and Bryce were behind us.
Yeah. I keep checking over my shoulder.
I don't blame you, man. Look, I'm calling it. I'm calling it. The experiment is over. Let's turn on the lights. I don't.
Yeah, I'm good.
Like, I mean, you dance on a line, you're gonna fall off a cliff. Okay. Serious talk for a second? Mm-hmm. Like, there are coincidences, and then there are coincidences. And it's like, you're telling me, the fuck?
What?
The fuck?
What? It just. What? Ah, okay.
Right? Right? I mean, there's.
I keep thinking, did Brian sneak over there and push the
They
button?
can't, they're right here.
No,
Bryce and Brent are right here.
But I would have seen you.
No, and that was the weird part, is that out of the corner of my eye, like I was able to see, I was looking at you, but I would have seen the red light if any prankster had hit it, and there was no red light on there.
And you've been here a lot. You've never seen that happen.
No, never.
And we've got all the lights on right now.
Okay, I mean,
Maybe next time, if it happens again, we should get in.
I am not. There's invitations and then there's invitations. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
every click, every sound.
If there's anything in this place, or any place that we've been, if any place that we've been has something haunted, it's this place, right?
Yeah. Well, especially this area, right?
Yeah.
Like this in the floor above us. There's something.
What was with that kitchen? It's like I've never heard of like refrigerators or something giving off
Well,
EMF.
we also were nowhere near a refrigerator.
And it wasn't reading as cold. We were getting a column of energy outside of the refrigerator.
Yep.
That was registering hot.
Yep.
What was that about?
I don't know, but there was definitely humanoid. That one that vanished. That body, like that was a full-on body, and then it just vanished.
I don't have an explanation for that.
Right?
It's
Okay. So we had full-on heat signatures in the shape of bodies that vanish. We have EMF where nothing is nearby because we brought it near other devices and
Yeah.
it did nothing. But then for some reason that portal was like a hotbed of energy.
distinct fluctuations in temperature. To one point when we were in the stairwell, it looked like the cold was clinging to you.
It was stifling up top, and you walked down, and it was like a horrible shroud enveloping you in there.
Mysterious noises.
Yeah.
Something that definitely sounded like voices.
A coincident, fucking haunted elevator.
Twice.
For sure.
Twice.
Twice, as if to prove a point.
And then the weird temperature fluctuations and EMF around that lectern.
That candle kept going out.
Candle kept blowing out.
Very specific moments.
Yeah. I'm going to say that's pretty conclusive, right?
I'll say this much. This place is as haunted as any other building on this planet.
I don't think there's anything.
To say, not at all. Yeah.
Anything else you guys can think of that we should get?
Okay. Yeah, I figure tightening everything up, it'll play real nice. Great. That's a wrap.
Nicely done, everybody. That was good.
Man, it takes a little. It's astonishing how easy it is after the fact to rehearse the smoothed out version of what I saw, and how quickly it begins to feel exactly like it. You know?
Yeah.
Like that figure was definitely. It was a cool illusion because visually, the brushed stainless steel of the thing does not reflect a body, but it's clear that the heat signature just exactly reflected on it. And
Which
so,
I didn't know.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know that was a thing.
either.
I mean, it was clear to me what it was.
Yes,
Right?
yes. No,
but I
but-
didn't know it was going to do that.
Right.
And I was like, well, that's.
Well, and then
That's
it went
great.
away, and then that with the confluence of the EMF going nuts, and I
Yeah.
mean that was a great moment, right?
Yes.
And there was definitely
It was perfect. It was just, yeah.
It was a fun game because I knew that brush metal reflected heat, so I knew he was seeing me. So I was like, oh, that's cool.
Well, no, it was great. There is this kind of play acting that becomes a set of group hypnosis.
Right.
And after the fact, I'm sure everybody rehearses the story to smooth it out so they can believe it. So for the rest of their life, the story gets bigger and a taller tale in their mind.
It's like, oh, let's get you saying that again.
yeah.
You know?
Like it's astonishing how just 20 minutes afterwards, just the details are all smoothed out, and I like I'll be convinced like years from now, like number one, I'll never bother to ask, hey, how are these elevators programmed? And instead I'll just keep coming back to like, that elevator, man, that was none of us, and it just opened on its own.
Well, what's funny is that you and I both were well aware of the theater of the whole thing,
Yeah.
right? And yet, I found myself getting so wrapped up in it that I wasn't believing it, but I was still giving myself chills.
Well, and can you imagine if you even barely believe, or if you believed in the possibility of it, like how quickly that would whip you into a frenzy?
Had we been escorting a believer, I think people would have gotten
They would have lost their fucking minds. Like if this was a
Genuinely.
real ghost tour, they would have lost their shit.
genuinely bothered, which is, I'm thinking, revenue stream.
Yeah.
It's like we could do that anywhere, right?
Yeah, man. Let's debrief our hosts
Yeah.
upstairs. I think it's fine that we introduced the Ouija board and the dowsing rods, but didn't use them.
Yeah.
That was another thing too. The mysterious
right.
coincidence. of
I'm I mean, this was like as cheap as it gets.
Yeah.
You said it was brand new?
Yeah.
Had you charged it before you?
Well,
Because they usually only come with half charge.
right. I started charging it, I started charging it when I got it this afternoon, like an hour and a half before you picked me up. So it probably wasn't long enough, but the battery readout on the thing was not accurate. Yeah.
So this was the blob that we were seeing, and it was definitely that was like the kind of humanoid figure that I saw of cold. Yeah, this yeah, dude. Like there's lots of stuff that looks good and creepy in there.
Where was the one of me from the floor below y'all?
Oh yeah.
Man, I really wanted to go get that bottle with the snake in and put it in the elevator.
Oh my God.
I felt like I couldn't be gone for that long.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
One camera coverage.
Do you want mic packs?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and I don't know if you heard, but my mic got detached at some point, and okay. Man, that was great. I hope it comes out looking good and creepy. So we have two choices. We can either really sketch out where we want to go, in which case everything will feel forced and on rails, or we can talk it out, in which case there'll be a lot of genuine moments of remembering and discovery, which will be a more frustrating edit for Brent. So I guess really I'm going to ask Brent, do you want us to sketch everything out and keep it tight, or do you want it freeform and with a possibility of more authenticity?
I would say free form and then refine it as you go along.
Got it.
Let's take a bunch of cold medicine first.
Jesus, Krav Maga. All right, here we go. Nope.
We got like 2 hours of footage already.
Yeah. You gotta be kidding. I guess we don't have a sponsor this episode, but that's fine.
The Neptune Society.
So ghost hunting shows.
Yeah, totally real.
I mean, it's real insofar as there exist shows about hunting ghosts.
They are real things.
See, this is the thing. Everybody thinks of ghost hunting shows and they think, oh, they either prove or disprove ghosts. That's not the case at all. There's different players looking. You have the people who are the hosts who either are in on it and totally faking everything, and usually you can tell that, you know, they're faking reactions. It's very difficult to fake an authentic, terrified reaction. But even if they do believe, and there are plenty of shows where the people do believe, the production team has a different agenda.
We happen to know this for a fact and have some inside information. Do we want to divulge that?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Hold on. Do you want to back? Is everything?
I think it's good so far.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, we do. We have friends who have worked on these ghost hunting shows.
Many of them.
And in some of the ghost hunting shows, the hosts genuinely do believe they're looking for whatever the mysterious creature is. The production team has only one goal in mind. They need good video of what looks like them maybe encountering the beast and being really, really scared. And it seems like with that dollar profit motive, production may massage the situation in such a way that they definitely encounter something.
There's a ticking clock going on where they have to get the right footage because there are people getting paid and there are only so many hours that they can work. And so if they have to manufacture something that seems like a mysterious noise or something like that, then that's what they're going to do, unbeknownst to the participants who are actually seeking the cryptid/spiritual anomaly.
Here, let's dial everything back. In fact, let's start from the beginning. And I'm here's my pitch for clarity. There are three situations. There are cases where, and we'll dismiss the first one right away. Some people think ghost hunting shows everybody's faking. Those do exist. almost always it's very obvious because the acting is bad, because it's hard to manufacture genuinely being terrified and blah, blah, blah. And the effects are over the top. Same thing is true of magic specials. There are magic specials where everything is faked and you're able to tell which ones those are. Cough, cough, you know who. The other possibility is that actually, let's reverse this. The first possibility is that everything is authentic. The people believe, the production believes, and they care enough to keep everything scientific. As far as I know, nobody, not one show, has ever done it that way. If they did, what they got was very, very boring. Second possibility, the on-air hosts believe, but the production team needs to get the shot. And we're very familiar with that, right? And then the third possibility is everybody's in on it, and those usually look fake as hell. Does that work? Or is that too...
I don't know. Is it going too far down that path?
Okay, maybe we phrase it this way. There's everybody's in on it. There's everybody's in on it and faking, and those do exist. Let's not even talk about those. You could figure them all out. The other possibility is everybody genuinely is trying. We call those actual scientific investigations, and they never end up on TV because they're boring.
Right. That's what science is.
The vast majority of everything you see is this hybrid. And then we talk through that experience, because that's what we tried to do, is that hybrid thing where we tried to fool ourselves. Does that work?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
All
good.
right. Here we go. I mean, I used to love ghost hunting shows at one point, right?
Oh yeah. Everybody wants to do it. You see it and you're like, I'm gonna go to the old high school and do that.
And it's great to be scared. It's really fun to be scared. And then you hear a twig snap and you think, oh, it's the chupacabra, and you go run away and poop in your pants.
It's always a chupacabra, and it always makes me poop my pants. Every time a twig snaps.
But anything you see on television, there's really only three possibilities. Either both the production team and the talent, they totally believe what's happening and they want to handle it as scientifically as possible. Those never make it to air because very rarely does anything interesting happen. And if something interesting does happen, very quickly they figure out why that actually happened.
Science isn't often TV exciting.
Oh, no. It's awful. It's boring. I mean, it's like those investigations are to actual scientific investigations as NCIS is to hacking. It's just nonsense, right?
Right.
Okay. Second possibility, everybody's in on it, everybody's faking. And there are those that make it to air, and they are exciting until you squint and look with half a brain cell and you realize everybody's faking.
You realize, oh, this is a movie.
Yes.
Or a TV show.
It might as well call it Paranormal Activity, right? And just, no, but it's real, we swear. And there are people who go through this experience and they so enjoy the notoriety and the storytelling of it that as if it's pro wrestling, off screen, at conventions, they'll take Q&As. Be like, what was it like for you to encounter that big scary ghost? And they just with a straight face, they'll be like, man, it was the scariest day of my life. When I saw the spirit of Grothgar the Nord.
Grothgar the Nord.
Grothgar the Nord.
My favorite Skyrim NPC.
Super scary.
Yes. Well, yeah, they don't want to break kayfabe.
Yeah.
And they don't want to reveal the falseness of their own endeavors.
So there are people actually scientifically trying. There are people who are charlatans who are faking everything. But my theory is almost all of these is a hybrid of the two. Because what people don't realize is that you don't have one team working together on one show. You have different sub-teams. And in many cases, we know of shows where the hosts genuinely are true believers in a thing. And the production staff, maybe not so much. And they all have different jobs. The host's job is to try to find the chupacabra. The production team's job is to make sure they see something at all.
Or hear something.
Okay, and tell about our friend. We won't name names.
Okay, so we know that reality TV is kind of a misnomer,
Sure.
right? And so let's imagine that you're out there in the woods and you're looking for some sort of cryptid, we'll say the chupacabra.
Right.
And you've been out there all day long and you're working on camera or whatever. And you guys, as they say in Spaceballs, we ain't found shit.
Yes, exactly.
So you're looking around and you're like, we've been out here for 12 hours filming. We don't have an episode.
And keep in mind, as a member of production, it's like I have one job, and that is to come home with a story.
Yeah.
That's the moment you
so-
use friendlies.
Yes, and so you get on the radio and you go, Brian, go to channel 13.
Understood.
There
Now
is
keep-
no channel 13.
Yeah, exactly, right? There's no 13, but then that's my moment to, while holding a camera, I reach over, pick up a rock, throw it over. Maybe I grab a wrench and just start slamming it on some pipes.
And then the hosts go, Chupacabra!
Yes!
Dios mío!
Yes, they freak out.
And they run over and they start investigating. Look at the tracks here. That's definitely Chupacabra. Oh, we have the remains of this animal here. That's clearly the sign of a chupacabra because they
See,
do this
and that's
this.
just it. You nailed it. You by going to channel 13, you provide a focal point. And once everybody starts focusing, this is the beauty of all ghost hunting, is you're not looking for anything to support any theory because there is no theory. Instead, you set some ground rules. You say, feel too hot, feel too cold, hear weird noises, see weird things. You're basically hunting for anomalies. And of course, anomalies exist around us all the time.
Right.
But once you'll notice every single one of these begins with a story, a framework through which a lens through which you should watch everything.
Yes.
Then, once you have that lens, every anomaly seems to support the theory. And it was the philosopher Karl Popper put it better. The philosopher Karl Popper once said that I want to get this right. The philosopher Karl Popper once expressed that it doesn't matter how many pieces of bad evidence you have. All that matters is whether or not you can falsify a theory. And so all of the theories, all of the stories are written in such a way that there's no way to falsify it. All you can do is look for a bunch of little pieces of anomalies, stack them up in a pile and say, well, there must be a ghost.
Yes, but really the smart thing to do would find one of these anomalies, find the source of it, and try to investigate exactly why it's happening, rather than saying, ghosts!
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that Occam's razor, everyone knows Occam's razor, that it's obviously going... Everyone knows Occam's razor, that once you strip away all of the less likely things, the only possible thing left is your answer. And you have to strip away all of the things and get down to the most likely explanation. And they don't do that. They say, let's find all of these things that fit ghost.
Right.
And put them in there and say, see? Ghost.
Another aspect of Occam's razor is they say when you hear hoofbeats over the mountain, think horses, not unicorns, right? If you hear
Yes.
hoofbeats, very likely a horse, but your imagination, if you've been told, we're now in the mystical land of unicorns, and you hear hoofbeats, you think, oh shit, it's the unicorns.
Yeah, and that knee-jerk reaction is millennia old.
Sure.
Of taking something and applying some sort of paranormal explanation to it. Just because you don't know what caused it or why this might be happening, that doesn't mean that it's a ghost.
This is the other perverse thing, is if your goal is to experience a ghost, the last thing you want to do is actually get to the bottom of what that sound was or what that flash of light is. Instead, the moment you experience it and you get to that mystery, you immediately walk away and say like, well, that's another piece added to the puzzle. And the more you hear about it, you're not going to want to hear that the elevators run on a schedule and every 15 minutes they randomly open, as we experienced.
Yes, we did.
I guess now's a good time for us to point out, we did this experiment about as authentically as we could with the idea of just trying to find anomalies that would scare the crap out of us.
Yeah, we immersed ourselves in this dark environment. We really kind of set the mood for a ghost hunting experience to really get into it and get into the spirit of it.
So to speak. I'm with you.
I didn't mean to do that.
It's
feel bad for
too
saying
late.
it.
It's on tape.
Yeah,
it's
I
gonna
feel bad
be,
for saying
there's
it.
no backseat.
But yeah, we sank ourselves into it, and it was like we were just playing pretend, you know.
It's a suspension of disbelief, and I guess it is a matter of playing pretend. People ask whether or not hypnosis is real, and the way I respond is, if you've ever laughed at a movie or cried at a movie, you have had a physical response to something that never happened to characters that never existed, but your brain makes it real. when you do ghost hunting, whatever your Jeep Jops and Cleep Clops are to find the ghost, you've built a narrative in your mind and you're now ascribing meaning to every little thing that happens around you. And it can be genuinely terrifying. That's the one half, is that you have the ability to project onto these bits of information context that wouldn't exist in its own. But the more amazing part to me is how quickly you and I went into this knowing that it was all going to be hokum, knowing that we were just looking for anomalies. But by the time it was over, within 15 minutes, by the time it was over, within 15 minutes, I could hear in our discussions as we worked as a group almost to massage the memories, to clean them out, to make them more unbelievable than they were right there in the moment. Did you notice that?
It's a big fish story.
Yeah. But it's astonishing how quickly we know that memories are malleable. We know that there's brain research that says that leading questions can corrupt real memories and make them something much more exciting on their own. I felt that happen after our experience.
Yeah, it's like when you have a funny, outrageous story of a night drinking in college or whatever, and at first it was, I had 3 whiskeys, but then later when you tell it, maybe 5 years later, it's like, man, I had a bottle of whiskey.
Well, and you know the way it works is that maybe you say 3 whiskeys, but then maybe you say 3 whiskeys, but then your friend says, no, buddy, I was there. You were gone. It was 7 at least.
Right.
And it's like, no, I don't think I had 7. Dude, you had 7. And then you're like, okay, well, maybe it was 7. And then you tell the story later. It's like, you're not going to go back to 3. It's like, my friend told me it was 7. Before you know it, it was definitely 7 whiskeys.
Exactly. Well, one of the things about this that drives me insane is the trappings of science that they try to place on it. And it's something so outrageous. It really is kind of the hallmark of pseudoscience.
Yeah, pseudoscience. My favorite definition comes from Dr. Michael Shermer, editor-in-chief of Skeptic Magazine. Pseudoscience is claims that appear scientific even though they lack supporting evidence and plausibility. And in this case, you go out of your way to wear the trappings. You wear exterminator suits if you're a Ghostbuster. You make sure to have gizmos that people don't understand. And then you can point to a wire going one way or the other and say, well, that wire definitely went somewhere. I assume that means ghosts. I don't know.
Yeah, and they take all of these things, but when you look at it, there's really no scientific backbone to back it up.
There's not even a logical backbone.
Right.
Basically, every piece of ghost hunting equipment is a noise factory.
Yes.
So you tell a story and you tell yourself, if the needle moves, then that means there's a ghost. And then when the needle moves, which it will eventually, it's a very noisy environment, whether or not you see it in the daytime or not, then you have that electrified experience, and then you get any coincidence that happens after that is pure gold.
Right. And what's funny is that they say that they adopt, or a lot of the ghost hunters say that they adopt the scientific method. There's nothing scientific about it, but there is a method that you've adopted because you were doing the same thing over and over, but you're doing something over and over that doesn't work, like EMF and EVP and temperature fluctuations, because they tie all of these things to the presence of ghosts, but you haven't yet determined that ghosts are real. So how do you know that EMF is affecting ghosts? It's like, why don't you just wave your 3DS around and see what that does? Plug in your Sega Genesis and, oh, my save game got deleted. Ghosts.
I'll tell you what, though, you're joking, but that's the kind of lore I see on YouTube. In the comments, people are like, if you go to 7 and then back to 5 and then click and then leave a comment, your wish will come true.
Right. And just because a lot of people do it doesn't mean that it's scientific. That just means you've adopted some sort of bullshit method. And go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, there are a lot of those methods that they adopt that really are just fallacious from the beginning. Like, why turn out all the lights? What investigation has ever been helped by making it dark?
Well, and that's the thing, is what they're really seeking is that feeling of being scared, that vague feeling of a ghost presence around you. That is more likely to happen if you have the lights out and you're scared, because that's a biological response to being alone in the woods by yourself at night, is you're gonna be much more sensitive and much more scared. We're kind of adrenaline junkies looking for that moment, and that's fine, but what's not fine is telling the story afterwards and presenting it as though it's scientifically proved.
That's why I kept saying, I feel unwelcome here. Because your feelings don't matter in a scientific experiment. They are irrelevant.
Okay, so let's talk through our experiment. We told ourselves a story, and we tried to, as best we could, manufacture a myth that was legitimate. It really was sacred ground on Indians. They did affect where the Wizard Tower was able to be built, and so by internalizing that as much as we could, we got started. And there were genuine moments. By the time we're over, if you go anomaly hunting, you will find anomalies
Anywhere.
Yes, yes, and really good ones too. That business with the elevator, I had no idea that was going to happen. It's
perfectly timed.
After shooting, I asked, and they were like, "Oh yeah, no, every 15 minutes that opens." But we didn't know that, and as a result, that felt like legit ghost stuff happening.
Because we were immersed.
I opened the elevator. It wasn't timed.
Oh, that time when it happened, it was you?
Sent it from another floor. Both times it was me.
It also happens, they said. they said it doesn't. That's,
Still, we
okay,
were
all right.
so.
Well, here, do you want to keep going or redo it?
I mean, if saying production people did stuff is not off the table, then we should probably.
Yeah, let's leave that in.
Okay, all right.
Let's leave that in. Yeah, it's like, well, that's the thing. We were so immersed in feeling it that Brant sends down an elevator, and suddenly it's just like, see,
Well,
something's happening.
And the best part, of course, Brant is over here, Bryce is over here, the elevator open. It can't be in here then.
Yeah.
Why would I invest? You know, if my goal is to experience a ghost, well, then something supernatural happens. Then it's more tempting for me to say, a hit. I want a hit,
Yes.
rather than to say like, all right, stop everything. Which one of you guys did this?
Yeah.
You know,
You want to find what you're looking for. That's just human nature. You
Yeah.
always want to find something. You don't want to go looking to. If you go looking to disprove something, you're probably going to disprove it.
Yeah.
You know, if you go looking to find ghosts, you're going to look for evidence of ghosts. It's kind of like if you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
Yes. And keep in mind, there's nothing wrong with that. Grab some flashlights, go out and pretend to do stranger things. That'll be great. But I think we should walk through the various technologies that we played with.
Yes.
Which, again, all of them really boil down to just random noise generators.
Yeah. One of the things that we don't have here was EVP.
Yep.
Are we going to listen to that? Are we going to do the audio? We never did get the audio from the Zoom. Do we want to listen to that and try to find audio in there and demonstrate the EVP? Or
That's going to be some research.
is it?
That was just
It's like,
audio recording. That was
yeah, it's 2 hours of audio that we'll have to scrub through.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Is like, I know we can't do it right now, but do we want to put that in later? Or just, I mean, we've got all this stuff. Do we
So,
just?
actually, dial everything back. Let me set you up again. You're like, let's start with the audio, and then I could speak in general with what happens.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So let's go through the different ways that all of our gizmos pretty much were noise generators.
Okay. Let's start with the audio.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Tee me up again.
Okay. All right. Let's start with the audio.
Yeah. EVPs is. Go ahead.
All right. Let's start with the audio.
EVP is electronic voice phenomenon, and the idea is simple. You've got some static, and if you listen really hard, you can hear what sounds like voices in the static. A lot of that, we've talked about priming before when it came to the backmasking episodes. That's a little more, what?
I was pointing to the link that pops up.
Oh.
Just check out this episode.
I thought you were suddenly just discoed out.
Yeah, it's like just break into a disco number.
We talked about priming in the backmasking episode, where if you go in and you're told in advance there will be voices in there, you'll be able to hear them because your brain is really good at filtering based on what it expects to see. That's how all of magic works. On top of that, you can always, quote unquote, enhance any audio in there. Then you definitely start to find what you want. Because if you have a block of noise, you're like, that sounds peculiar. You can run it through a number of filters. Keep in mind, you're the one deciding which filter to run through, and you're like, that doesn't sound right. That sounds kind of like a voice. Now let me run that through a filter, and so on. In fact, that famous photo of Nessie, taken underneath Loch Ness, when you very clearly see this diamond-shaped fin underneath, that had been doctored to hell. So far, it was unrecognizable from the original source.
Wow, so it was like an 8th generation dub on a VHS. It just gets more and more different from the original source material.
Exactly, and nowadays with computers, it's easier than ever to enhance something all the way to a place where it resembles nothing like what was originally there.
There's not a voice there. You're just taking noise and making it sound like a voice.
Correct.
And you're hearing a voice because you want to hear a voice.
And also keep in mind, in these situations, not everyone's on the same team. Maybe the hosts genuinely are looking for ghosts. Maybe the production team is willing to oblige them.
They want a show. So, the FLIR camera.
FLIR camera actually worked better than I expected. It really does tell the hot pots. The FLIR camera worked better than I expected. It really does show the hot spots and the cold spots. What's great about it is by turning off the lights, you lack the context to figure out why a hot spot or a cold spot is there.
Right.
If I just look up and see a cold spot, I'd be like, that's mysterious. If the lights were on, I'd realize, oh, I'm definitely looking at the outtake valve of air conditioning.
Of an air conditioning thing. And that was one of the things where it said, yeah, you've got this aura of cold clinging to you. And that was something that I saw looking through the FLIR. I left out the part where I knew you were standing under an air conditioning vent.
Sure, sure.
You know, and that happens. There are going to be temperature anomalies, especially in a large building like the Wizard Academy.
Well, and think about old houses where you got pipes. You walk in, you're unfamiliar. You don't know how any of these pipes go. Maybe year after year, the pipes have been arranged in such a way that on the other side of this wall, it looks like a body. You would have no way to know that, and yet you would see the shape of the body, and aesthetically, you would think, ooh, ghost, and then you would call that a hit.
And one thing that we learned that I didn't know is that reflective surfaces will reflect the heat signature of whatever's there.
Even while obscuring the visual signature.
Yeah.
That was a brushed metal, that was a brushed steel refrigerator that we were walking up to, and visually, everything was blurry that got reflected on it, but not on the heat signature. The heat signature, as pure and clean as day, was reflecting one of the cameramen, which is why Brandt, once he realized it, did something mysterious.
We're filming the refrigerator. We're filming the refrigerator, and we've got this shape, and then all of a sudden it lowers out. Because Brandt is right here, and I didn't know it worked like that. But it was clearly Brandt.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so this EMF thing. There's ghosts.
I'm out. I'm out.
Whoa. It's a haunted
magnet. It's giving off a magnetic frequency, so
yeah, look at this. See, like, I didn't even realize, I thought electronics would certainly set this off, but I didn't realize natural magnetic fields would make it go nuts too.
yeah, so it's essentially like the bug detector that we've used in the Spy Gear episode.
Yeah, only, tee me up on that again.
It's essentially like the bug detector that we use in the Spy episode.
So here's the part.
It's essentially like the bug detector that we used in the Spy episode.
And this is one of the logical leaps that messes with me. I understand this is a gizmo that shows anomalies, but nobody has explained the logic of why, as luminous spirit beings, we're able to radiate magnetism or electromagnetic interference.
There is nothing that ties ghosts to magnetism. There is nothing that ties ghosts to magnetism. Not a thing. Somehow, and I don't know who, there's probably some research out there, someone decided, well, it's a disruption in the magnetic frequency.
I mean, you can always make up a story, though. That they call that the God of the Gaps. Anytime you have A and B and you don't know what happens in between, you just make up a story about that's God in between. Well, now we've discovered A 1.2, and you're like, okay, well, now there's two gods of mysteries in between those.
And they just say, okay, then that's the case. That is the science to our method now, and everyone adheres to it. And you see all of these shows use these. This one is one of the most popular selling EMF devices on Amazon. And what does it say on it?
The ghost meter.
The ghost meter. There is nothing that ties ghost to magnetism. There never has been, and yet everyone just takes it as science.
Fight.
It makes me so angry.
Go take him.
It makes me so angry.
Oh, you don't even see him? Oh, no, he's not there.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Bustin'.
So on top of all that, you have the then you have the infrared cameras, the stuff that's able to see what you can't see with the naked eye, right?
Right.
Everything looks wacky and weird on infrared. Trees look fundamentally different. Your face looks different because you're radiating heat. Heat is infrared light. And any time you step outside of your normal five senses, you're going to get an unusual experience of feeling off kilter, of not understanding what you're looking at. And if your goal is to ascribe ghosts to anything unusual, you're going to be able to ascribe ghosts to unusual.
One of the things that kills me about this is the lack of expertise in the professionals. Like, if you have bugs at your house, you call an exterminator. What is this exterminator's qualifications? Well, he trained here and he got this certificate and he knows how to use all these harmful chemicals and he knows the habits of insects because maybe he's an entomologist or something like that, right? He's got some qualifications. A plumber, yeah, he went to a trade school and has been studying plumbing since he was 16 or whatever. With ghost hunters, anyone can do it. So you just order this stuff off of Amazon. It's like, so there's no expertise. You watched a bunch of shows and read a bunch of articles?
I would disagree because I think there is expertise, but the expertise is in making sure what your expertise in is the ability to make people believe they are in the presence of ghosts. And in that regard, there is expertise because the moment you come in, you prime them. You say, like, oh, this is an unusual house. Was it 70 years old? Oh my God, yeah, it was. It was built in the 1940s. Yeah, no, I thought so. You get into that cold reading John Edwards horseshit where you make people primed to experience a ghost experience, and then you make sure that one appears. So in that regard, I would say they are experts, just not in anything grounded in reality. They are experts in manufacturing terror and surprise in the minds of the people they work for.
So what are we going to do for next Halloween? Exorcism?
Ooh, that would be fun.
You want to do an exorcism?
You know what? What if we had like a... Hang on. What if 1 year from now we pledged that we were going to host a live theatrical seance where we guarantee good, mysterious ghost crap would appear. You want to do that?
Oh, you know I'm down.
Okay, all right, patreon.com/Modern Rogue. Let's do it.
I felt pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Like, way smoother than a lot of our other jibber-jabber.
I just worry that it's just us ranting, going off half-cocked.
I think we had a bunch of solid talking points. And I feel like we approached them in a logical manner.
Is there any big bits that we missed?
We didn't bring up the ghost of Houdini. Damn it, I'm right here! I'm right here!
Maybe he could be superimposed as we're like, yep, ghosts aren't real.
We should just get a picture of Jerry dressed up like Houdini, and he's just walking in the background the whole episode, just like, come on.
I think you guys maybe could have hit upon like some of the presentational aspects. You know, a lot of the atmosphere kind of plays into like what music they're playing and the fact that you're using the IR camera, which looks kind of shitty and weird and not normal, and the way that like, you know, as far as the TV specials go in particular, you know, the way that they structure it to the ad break where they're like, oh, what, did you hear that? And then it's like, oh, maybe they come back from the ad break and they're like, oh yeah, it was just
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, here, let's go back to the beginning then, and we'll say,
From the top.
I think it's important that we make it clear that we are not saying ghosts are or are not real.
Yeah.
We are saying that the best of all the ghost hunting shows is still garbage evidence, and here's why.
It's television.
Yes, number one, it's television. Their goal is not to be scientists. Their goal is to sell dish soap. And if you want to sell dish soap, you got to keep people engaged, attracted, and focused in as you go to ad breaks, which first little tidbit is why every ad back, first little tidbit, that's why every single ad break begins with, what was that?
Yep.
Go to commercial.
Cut to commercial. Palmolive, dish soap. You know.
You come back and you're like, oh no, there was a shadow. It was really creepy. Anyway, let's keep looking, boys.
And every good TV show, that ad break ends with a cliffhanger. And that's, you write stuff, fiction stuff. You write that to lead into the ad break so that people come back after the break.
Yep.
The ghost hunting shows are no different.
Yep. What was the other point that you had?
Editing, choice of music.
Oh, yeah. Also realize that the folks who have to edit these things together also remember that people have to edit all of this footage after the fact, and they have to make it wedge into the 3 ad break structure. So they're going to put stuff out of order. They're going to take quotes that weren't meant in the right way, and then they're going to take quotes out of context so that people appear more terrified or something seems more exciting than it actually was.
Yeah, they will have 24 hours of footage, and then the editors go in there and say, okay, let's make a 30-minute television show story out of this.
Yep.
And they have all these parts, and they're going to chop them up and assemble them in whatever order is the most presentable and the most exciting.
Yep. Anything else?
I think that's probably good. Was there much of a moral at the end of this? Because I feel like it was like
That we need to put a better button on it?
What?
it was really, really angry and then making a promise about something cool was coming out.
Yeah. Well, here, let me do this to throw in. Maybe we put this at the beginning. So when we shot our ghost hunting episode, we tried to go in with an open mind as talent.
Agree to disagree.
Well, when we shot our version, there were basically 2 sets of jobs. You and me, when we shot this, there were 2 sets of jobs. As talent, our job was to try to scare ourselves by really internalizing a spooky story and go on the hunt for every kind of anomaly and just buy it at face value and keep on going and see if we could get to a moment of being surprised and genuinely terrified. Production's job was to get good video that they could tell a compelling haunted story, which meant, as we saw, sometimes they did stuff without telling us and allowed us to be genuinely surprised.
Yeah, and we were surprised, but immediately I knew logically what the explanation was. I knew that, oh my God, what was that shape up there? That was Bryce. You know,
But what if
I
you
wanted to
didn't?
go
But what
along.
that's my point. What if you didn't know? For example, like if we had more time and resources, if I was production, I would make sure to have 4 or 5 other people just around that they wouldn't tell us about, so
Yeah.
that stuff could happen and be interesting.
Yeah, but you wanted to give yourself over to that. You wanted to really just suspend your disbelief and go along for the ride.
Well, and even in the moment, you might have doubts about something, but just an hour later, as we recapped it, I could hear the story massaging itself into a very precise narrative that was very repeatable, very scary.
You were doing your own edited for TV. You were editing the content to make it more exciting than it was.
Yeah, and our brains are brilliant at that. That's why stories grow over time. That's why the telephone game works, is that your brain says, okay, yes, this was part of the story. That's not a relevant part of the story. Let's just drop that and tell the rest. And of course, you're sending a corrupted version of the story every time you tell it.
Okay. All of this that we've said, everything that we've dissected, have you had any sort of paranormal experience in your life?
What's the quote? I don't believe in ghosts, but I'm scared of them. Like, we could talk all day long, but when it's 2:30 at night and I just woke up from a nightmare, those sheets go right over my head. They're gonna protect me from the bad guys. What about you?
I've had a lot of things, not a lot of things, I've had a couple of things that have been very peculiar and creepy, and some of them very moving, something that really got to me. My logical brain, on the other hand, tells me, "Boo! Shit!"
I could tell you were really there.
Yeah, I was. Son of a bitch.
Sorry.
You pulled a Murphy. God damn you.
Sorry, don't go ahead and tell me. I won't boo again, I promise.
No, it's it seems like every experience that I have and every experience that all of my friends and family have that they say, oh, I think it was a ghost. I think it was a ghost. It always happens when they're first waking up.
Oh, yeah?
You know? And I'm like, yeah, because you're still dreaming. Your brain isn't all the way on yet. But then that's always countered with, or maybe that's when your brain can actually perceive.
Of
the
course, of
paranormal.
course.
It's like,
Yeah,
all right.
That's the Texas sharpshooter fallacy is you shoot the side of a barn, then you go and you draw a target right over wherever you hit.
Right.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. I can't say whether or not ghosts are real. I can say that one night, I think we did a fair approximation of what it's like to be in one of those ghost hunting shows.
I think we need a spin-off show where we just do this for every place that pays us money.
You know what? Actually, I say we propose 1 year from now, we do some big event. I want to do a group seance. Bring in an actual mentalist, a spiritualist, do a theatrical seance, and see how much we can scare the crap out of ourselves.
I'm in.
All right,
Yeah.
done,
Yep.
and done. Patreon.com/modernrogue. Can you think of anything else?